Bad news, I have just found out this G-Shock is being discontinued. Let's get into it! Yes, and welcome to the Mad Watch Collector Show.
Casio!
G-Shock! Today we're going to talk about a G-Shock that first came out in 1992, was brought back to life in 2018 to celebrate the 35th anniversary of G-Shock. It has a very unique looking case. It has a few flaws compared to contemporary G-Shocks, but it is essentially the missing link between the 5600 and the 6900. Now, scrolling around on G-Shock's website,
As you do.
I clicked on the reference of this G-Shock. I don't know why, I've already got one, but it's a good job I did, because there in plain sight, this reference is now discontinued. It's a horrible thing for us Casio collectors who don't have a reference yet to find out it's been discontinued. Anyway, for all its flaws, it's a fantastic time capsule to the 1990s where cool looks meant more than legibility. I bought mine on Amazon about 3-4 months ago for about £70. They have started creeping up, and now we know why. The Amazon affiliate link is in the description below, and if you like the look of this one, don't hang around, get it. Now, before I show you this watch, let me tell you today's sponsor, who are Watch Crunch, the place where no snobs are allowed, where you can talk everything watches and nobody else gets bored because everyone else is into watches. It's a great place to meet new people with the same passions and the hobbies as you. You can post photos, opinions, and follow other watch enthusiasts. In fact, come and follow me. It literally takes 5 minutes to set up an account, and as soon as you do, you can start posting away. Come on over to Watch Crunch and let's build a better and brighter watch world without the snobbery. Right, time to see some retro loveliness. Are you G-Shock ready? Let's go. And so here we are, the DW5900. Look at this beauty. Does this say 1990s or does this say 1990s? It has that reminiscent look of a G-Shock square, but it's as if they've pulled it upwards to make it slightly more rounded. It still has those 8 sides like an original G, and you can definitely see the DNA from the first one. What makes the DW59 so distinguishable from the other ones are firstly the pusher guards at 3 and 9. You're definitely going to get protection out of those puppies. The little faux polished screw just gives it a little bit of dynamism. But this G-Shock was the very first one to be given 3 eyeballs. Yes, 3 animated eyeballs. The only one, let's be honest, is useful really. The other 2 are just pretty cool. The left blue subdial shows you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds, and then the right blue subdial shows you 6 to 10 or 0. That middle amber or brown subdial just gives you notifications, you know, to let you know you've got your alarm or your snooze on. But what I love is that it's set in this sort of waffle dial. Makes me think of the Mega Drive, makes me think of Sonic, makes me think of Mask, you know, when Kellogg's Frosties actually tasted good. This is almost a like-for-like look from that 1992 release. For a G-Shock this size though, which I'll show you a comparison with the original square, there's not a lot of LCD screen, is there? Yeah, I mean, you have to say that legibility is a little bit... But for me, I'm not really buying this for how legible it is. This watch isn't quite as big as the 6900, but it's a bit bigger than the 5600. So it's that middle of the road size. The watch houses a 3465 module. It's an upgrade from the original from 92. The original had a dual time, whereas this watch gives you a world time option, which I think is a great little addition. It's got your stopwatch, your countdown timer, 5 alarms, including a snoozer, and we have electroluminescence, something the original didn't have. I gotta say, I really do love the pushers on this G-Shock. They're not as recessed as the squares.
They're definitely more pushable.
And I definitely like the adjust button on this one. Much more easier to push down, as well as being protected by that case shape.
Hello.
On my 6.5-inch wrist, and this watch, although from top to bottom looks a bit big, I still enjoy wearing it. I've had, count it, 3 compliments on this watch at work. I don't get many. It's one of those Casios that looks more complicated than it is. The strap is your basic standard G-Shock one with a metal tang buckle, and I've always found them quite comfortable. This is a watch I use for work quite often. I'm a tennis coach by day, and even though we have a plastic acrylic glass protecting that screen, screen, we've got a big chunky bezel that protects it nicely. All in all, lovely jubbly. So there you go, the DW5900, a watch that G-Shock have said is being discontinued, and if you want to get one before the price starts rising up and up, I suggest you pull the trigger quick sharpish. But yes, there are better G-Shocks that are thinner, cheaper, definitely more legible, but put all that aside, for us guys and girls of a certain age that grew up in the 90s, you can almost feel that era, you know, I can almost smell the Pop-Tarts. And of course, a time when films were badass. It's a blast from the past. It may not be a legible blast from the past. The battery may only give you 4 years of power, but if you're into your G-Shocks and you've got yourself a 6900, well, it definitely needs his older brother, the 5900, next to him in your watch box. When you've got G-Shocks of the likes of the GBD 200, which you can see a mile away, you can see why, practically wise, this one might not be a winner anymore. So yes, it's not solar powered, it's not got Bluetooth, and the actual face looks like a cat's paw that's had one toe removed. But as we head further and further into 2023, finding true original designs and cases and shapes is definitely getting harder, and this 5900 is an important part of G-Shock's history. So of course I've got one. Now it's your turn, and use the link below.
Because I need to buy more G-Shocks.
Here it is, the wife's thoughts on the amazing 5900. Oh no. Well, it looks like a robot. It's got a very small face, hasn't it? It's different, but it's ugly still, isn't it? To be fair, that's not bad going on a Casio for the wife. What a quick, juicy boost of some G-Shock loveliness. If you want a bit more of the Mad Watch Collector, click the join button. But if I've got you for a few more minutes, why don't you click this one? Oh, this is obviously another Casio. I'm sure it is. Go on, click it. It's fantastic. Go on, click it. I'll be there, I promise. Click it!